Hi guys, Ray here, City Fan TV. A shocking display. Got a shocking display across the board. City have lost 2-1 home. I actually, once Aguero missed that penalty, Faris, I'm sorry, Sterling and Jesus did well. Faris, are you taking the mick? Honestly, are you taking the mick, Faris? Sterling and Jesus did well. They were crap. Really were crap. They were really crap. Sterling, so many opportunities. Jesus, rubbish. Rubbish, guys. I'm sorry. It's rubbish. It was crap. I'm going to bring Adam in a minute. Just going to bring Adam in a minute. Aguero threw it. Rodri was rubbish. You know, he gave away that when he got tackled by 3 guys surrounded by. Why is he holding on to the ball? He's not Messi. He's not Messi. And then later on, he was too slow, chasing back. Rubbish from Pep again. But you knew that with the side that he picked. I'm going to bring Adam in. Are you there, Adam?
Yeah, I'm here.
Adam, how bad was that, man?
Terrible.
Who are you going to blame? Who can we blame?
I don't know. Like, you can't... Sterling, I don't know what he's done in this game. Even Gabriel Jesus, after that goal, the only good thing he's done in this game is the goal for Sterling. What has he done apart from that?
Yeah, he's done now.
Like, literally, that's the only thing that I literally remember that Gabriel Jesus has done. And yet, when I say that Gabriel Jesus is not the player that will replace Aguero, yeah, I still receive hatred from people saying, he don't know nothing. It's like, I give him a chance, yeah, but yet he proves me wrong. Yeah.
You're rubbish.
You give someone a chance. It's rubbish, you know? You give someone a chance, but yet they just throw the pie back at you. It's like someone giving you a pie, and then, afterwards taking it off you and then throwing it back at your face. It's the same thing with Gabriel Jesus, you know?
This game should have been over at half-time. What do you think about Aguero's penalty?
I don't know what he was thinking, literally.
Do you know what it is? It's a guy who's been there a long time, a guy who's arrogant. Yeah? Who's arrogant. And here's the thing. Is Aguero playing for his team when he does that, or is he playing for himself?
It's like watching the match. When I watched the match, you couldn't see, like, to be honest with you, you could say that Aguero is he's not able to run, but yet most of the time when you see him, that when we're off the ball, you don't see him running or even trying
to. He's not running, he's walking around most of the time.
Most of the time he's just standing about, or he's just waiting for the ball to come to his feet. And Gabriel Jesus, I don't know what we could do. It's like people will say you give him a chance, but yet what does he do? Apart from proving you wrong.
No. I'm going to go through some comments. Let's see what people are saying. Jan Alice says, rubbish team performance. Whereas a typical Man City fast build-up, just lots of balls over the top. That is rubbish. Akash, we should sell Sterling, Mendy this transfer window. Jan Ali, no control in midfield. Alexandros Aki it's like he doesn't exist. Faris, this is the joke. Faris, here's the joke. Faris said, Sterling and Jesus had a good game. Guys, if you hands up if you agree with Faris. JRX trash performance. The boys didn't look like they cared. What a terrible game from Prithvi. Faris says, for me, the fullbacks Aguero and Torres were ineffective. It's more than just that. We had no control in that midfield. No control. Second half, we were awful. Second half, we were terrible. And Pep left Mendy out there where Mendy was getting roasted. You know, he should have had Zinchenko on a lot sooner. I mean, if Pep wants to rest these players, if you want to rest the players, the guys who are going to play in the Champions League final, don't bring them on at all. If you're going to bring these guys on to rescue the game, start them. Get a few of them starting. We had no control. You know, there was no. Obviously, KDB wasn't around. There was no Bernardo. There was no Gundogan. There was no Fordham. There could control the game and help your midfield. Frank White says Aguero killed that game. Hassan nowhere. Thinking Jesus a very soft player, says Alexandros. Where was the press urgent, says JRX. Sterling fanboy is going to get happy because he scored. He scored because Aguero couldn't control the ball. I mean, I'm sorry, Aguero. Aguero couldn't control the ball. He got lucky. Sterling tapped it in, and then that pathetic penalty. What did Aguero do in that game? For me, nothing. We were ineffective. We were impotent. Let's keep going. I blame Aguero and Rodri. This is not on Jesus or Sterling. Oh, come on, Faris. Come on. They did nothing. You can't look. The other guy did nothing. But
wait,
Sterling,
let me ask Faris. Let me ask Faris the question. Okay, you tell me in this game, what has Gabriel Jesus done? What good outcome has he done? And then if he's done something good, yeah, I'll put my hands up and I'll apologize to everybody. You tell me what he's done in this game that I could say, I could put my hands up and say, I can apologize and say he did that. Okay, I can agree. But you tell me, I've watched the game and what has he done? For me to say that he did good. It's like, what's the point of me saying that he did good if he hasn't done good? It's just like paper over a crack in your house. You're not gonna paint over a crack in your house. You're gonna fix it. You know. That's the same thing with Gabriel Jesus. If you know he's not playing good, you're not gonna paint over the crack. You're gonna call him out for it.
Yeah, you need to. You can't paper over cracks. You've got to put some cement there, and these guys are not cement. Prithvi says, for all those who said Mendy looks good, Cancelo best right back, rubbish. Kharadine says Aguero and Sterling and Jesus, and lots of angry faces. Aguero arrogance and Rodri mistakes cost us the game, said Abdallah. We had no midfield guys. We had look. Let's be honest. Second half, they were steaming through us. They were just offside for that Werner. Werner was offside a couple of times when he didn't need to be. Hudson-Odoi was offside when he didn't need to be. He would have scored. You know, look at that game. They were through us 4 or 5 times. They were through us 4 or 5 times. A little bit of offside, a little bit of power play. You know, look at Werner. For all the people who have a go at Werner, he's getting there. He's creating stuff sometimes on his own. We were rubbish. Let's go. I'll try and keep up, guys. I'm going to just go some points. Booty says, what's the point? Hart says, Mendy was awful. Pharisees agree pretty. Chelsea showed fight and we just handed them the match. Booty says, second string players are Bob. I said this. He made too many. And the thing is, we are now going, we still haven't won the league. United are going to play 3 games before we play again. They could be 9 points closer. This is rubbish.
We could have killed it off today.
Yeah, we should have killed it off.
We should have killed it off today. And the only players that I can say that can say that they played good in this game is Laporte and Ruben Diaz. And you could say a few minutes of the game of Ake. That's it. Apart from what else can you say about that team?
But the problem is, even then, they were still steaming through so many times, so easily. You know, even you say they played well, but why were Chelsea having 5 or 6 chances, good chances? Hassan says, other than Edison and Diaz, I don't want to see any of them in the final. Chelsea playing as a team, they showed mentality, says JRX. Andy Hoyle says, my granny's a better player than Mendy, absolutely direct defending. Ikram says, what a game. Chris says, B team players. Ikram says, so frustrating to watch. Cancelo puts in a challenge way too early. If you miss, the opponent has lots of space. Jan Alice is so slow in the midfield. They were running rings past us. Gilmore classes out midfield. Our B team doesn't gel the defense, not as organized as JRX. Where is Mahrez and Kevin? Kevin was not fit enough. Aguero's penalty
was terrible today. VAR was terrible. We should have got a penalty, and I don't know what they were watching. Were they watching EastEnders or Emmerdale?
The thing is, Sterling didn't deserve it. Sterling was looking for a penalty. I'm sick and tired of it. The guy went down, far too easily. He's looking for that, and I'm sick and tired of it. Make something happen yourself. Don't look for a cheap foul.
It's like sometimes we give Neymar harsh stick for going down early. But Sterling sometimes does that too, so that's a fact.
Yeah,
we give Neymar stick for it, but Sterling does that too as well. But yet we don't say nothing.
Absolutely,
he's the golden boy.
You'll go on social media. If you say something about it, people will jump down your throat. Let's catch up. JRX so disappointed with Aguero. Aguero so disrespectful with the way he tried to shoot. In fact, an ex-manager said, he said if Aguero doesn't, when he missed that penalty, he said if Aguero doesn't play a single minute for Man City again, it's his own fault. And I bet you that other manager would have pulled Aguero off.
I don't blame him.
Sorry, Mendy was all right. Andy Hall, I think giving them zeros is a bit harsh, but Ikram, how can Mendy be all right? You know, he was getting absolutely wasted by Reece James, and then they brought Hudson-Odoi to waste him. It's not good enough. You know, we were defending with 10 men. Mendy got smoked, says Haj. Absolutely right. Aguero does have the arrogance in him. It wasn't surprising. I'm shocked that he even thought that, because I'm sorry, you play for the team. Aguero was not, in that moment, Aguero didn't give a damn about Manchester City. All Aguero was about, hey, it's about me. And I'm sorry, when you miss,
have to get Ederson to take the penalties from now on.
He should have been hooked. As soon as he did that, he should have been hooked. Even Aguero was all right. The penalty was just a joke. Aguero wasn't that good, but the penalty was horrendous. And guys, I got a lot of comments to catch up on. I will try and catch you up. Oh man, okay, this is a lot. I'm not going to catch up. Basically, I'm so far behind. Let's go. Give me 2 or 3 minutes to chat, and I'll catch up. Even if he hits it down the middle, it would have gone in. If he hits it properly, it would have been a goal. So why does he do a dicky shot like that? Yeah, why don't you just do it properly? Andy Hall questioning that Mendy was all right. Mendy was rubbish. Damn it, says Kamazat. But Panenka is horrible. Aragora, I can't understand that. The league is on the line and you hit it like that. It was a mini golf. Absolutely. What Aguero was thinking when he took that penalty, someone explain. Dummy. It's not on Jesus, but basically, very few players did anything in that game. Ziyech and James ran rings past Mendy. Mendy was good. I don't know what you guys watched. It was Ikram. He was average. Okay, he might be good compared to what he's been in the past. He was. But I don't want Mendy playing as a left winger or a wide man on the. I don't want that because he's not doing enough. Did you see that? We had a great chance for a cross. Did you see that when he overhit it? You can tell me that Trent Alexander-Arnold overhits that. You can tell me that someone like Robertson overhits. It was a horrible cross. Cancelo was poor as well. He's carried absolutely. Aguero should be bench rest of the season. He shouldn't even be on the bench. Dump him. Abhishek says Sterling, Mendy were horrible. Look, more people are saying that they were horrible or not good enough than are saying that they were good. Defensively, yes, Mendy was suspect. Yeah, and I want him to defend, man. I want him to defend. Watch out next season, Chelsea, the team to beat GRX. I said they'll get a couple of players and they'll be much better. Going forward, he was all right. Yeah, going forward, Ikram, we scored 1 goal. Mendy contributed very little. Aki was okay, says Abhishek. Sorry?
It's like what Patrick said before. Yeah. He said this game was a good example, yeah, for the players, yeah, to show what they can do, yeah, for them to be able to play in the final. But you tell me from this starting lineup, whom could say that can
nobody
guarantee their place for that final? Nobody, except maybe Ruben Diaz and maybe Laporte. Apart from that, whom else? Mendy's never gonna get into the team. Yeah, Cancelo definitely not, because he's not gonna go ahead of Kyle Walker and Zinchenko, never. And Rodri, maybe even Fernandinho might be ahead of him in the final.
Yeah, because let me read some more comments.
After this performance, Guardiola's not going to put Rodri if Rodri's making these mistakes.
Oh, that's huge mistakes. Mendy's overrated, Sterling is poor, and Rodri's overrun in midfield, says Anthony. Sterling messed up so many chances. He was put through twice. Aki was good, says Ikram. Rodri whining when he was running around like a headed chicken, says Dre. Mendy was so bad. What are you guys watching? Say you wouldn't get it too. Jan Ali, yes, and his defense cost us. That's where this was dangerous. Should have had a penalty. It'd have been a soft penalty, Ikram. Aki was good, says Haj. Aguero and a sick face from Kharidim. If I can predict, we will have no control in the midfield before the game just by looking at the lineup. Absolutely, Hassan. We said it at the start. Who's going to be midfield? We were talking about Cancelo and Mendy as your midfielders. That's not good enough. Mendy was all right going forward. The problem is Ikram. You look at Chelsea, they're going to have a lot of ball. They're going to have people like Reece James who's going to smoke Mendy. And it happened. So I don't know why he was there. Aki had to pull double duty because of Mendy. Certainly one was a penalty not given, though, says Abhishek. I don't know how the referee doesn't give a penalty. Look, it could have been relying on opportunities like that. I don't think so. Rodri's too slow on the ball, way too slow. No urgency at all, says Jan Ali. Andy Hall says, Ikram, you need to open your eyes if you think Mendy was good. Rodri for the second goal, I just couldn't watch it. It was horrible. Aguero is the reason for this loss. Andy said, I said he was good going forwards. Gabby set it up the first goal, to be honest. But that's all he did, Dre. But someone else put him through. All Jesus did was run like a headless chicken. Aguero ready to go to Barca. Jesus made the first goal. did nothing else, man. And you know, he's just a bot. He was just a guy who runs a lot. You know, I've said it before. Get Michael Johnson. Michael Johnson's about 52 years old, the old Olympic 200 and 400 meter runner. Let him come and do the running. Let him come and do it. He'll do more than that. I'm going to bring in Rohan in a minute, so I'm going to say thanks, Adam. Thanks for coming on, mate.
Take care.
Cheers, buddy. Take it easy. I'll bring Rohan in a minute. I'm just going to try and catch up with these comments. We can't just disregard Aguero, Rodri, Mendy, really and truly, says Dre. Faris is on. One thing for sure is that we won't witness these performances. Tell me, Pep thrown away a FA Cup semi-final with these players. Jesus was a lot better than Aguero, though. Talk about going out with a whimper after 10 years, Andy. I agree. Oli Edison and Diaz will play in the final from this team. I agree. Why was the team so weak? And he should have had a couple more good players. He should have started. I say it again. Why'd you bring Foden on? Why'd you bring Gundogan on? Trying to steady the ship, win the game? Start with them and do it. End of season going out with a whimper and not a bang. I wanted this to win this title on our terms, Jerix, absolutely. 9 changes, different tactics, different formation. I'm going to say it straight up. We are miles better than Chelsea. Chelsea fan can get the hopes up. But we've seen, look, this is not Chelsea's best team. It's a 2/3 of a best team, and they did us. Who's for? I don't care over the second goal. Rodri took 10 years to pass for their first goal. It was very clear. Mendy, we said beforehand, should not play, period. Exactly. Keeper was going down and Aguero just had to hit it straight. If he hits it normally, it would have been a goal. Champions League final pressure. Chose the Panenka. Ridiculous. Report was good. What game were you watching? Says Frank. Zuma's leg were all over his. Not all over. Look, if he'd got it, it would have been a bit soft. Aguero was... anyway, people say we got a good and expensive, but almost all of them are. But it's on Pep again. Pep's happy to play second raters altogether. I'm going to bring Rohan in. Hi, Rohan.
Hi, Ray. I'm great. What about you?
I'm trying to catch up, man. I'm trying to catch up with these guys. I'm never going to catch up.
Yeah, today we have quite a lot of people here.
Yeah. Well, guys, I'm going to take off my VPN. I might disappear for a minute, Rohan.
All right. I'm waiting. What do we have here, guys? Guys, I don't know if you can hear me.
Bring you back, man. Oh, where have you gone? There you go.
Here you are. Yeah.
I'm not going to go, guys. I can't go through your comments because you guys you're blasting me today. There's not a lot of you in the house, but you're doing, instead of one comment, you're doing 5 comments, and I can't keep up with that. Zuma's legs. Aguero. I can't read that out. People say he was a good and expensive, but almost all of them off form. It was very clear this team cannot get even top 4. To be fair, Sterling was our best player. I don't want to hear. Oh, come on, Ahmed. Sterling was our best. What did he do?
I don't know. He kept losing. Okay, don't get me started on Sterling. He kept losing the ball again. Yeah. Apart from one thing that, of course, Aguero messed up a little bit, but he was there to save us all. Yeah. But apart from that, I just saw him losing the ball again, like he always does. He was frustrating. But I must say that Jesus was quite good today. I usually expect him to lose the ball as well, but today he was quite good.
Look, for me, when Pep brought Foden on, I wanted Sterling to be switched to the right. I wanted Foden to be on the left. Pep was just and look, Pep. If you're not listening to this, so it doesn't matter. But stop whinging, stop complaining, stop throwing your hands up, and stop shouting. Yeah, you make decisions, and it's on you as well. You can't be exonerated for this. It's frustrating to win the title, and people. I'm not bothered that people are laughing at us. I just want it done. I don't want any excuses for that Champions League final. We still have to get over the line. We still got 3 games to go.
Ray, by the way, do you think that that the ref was just not happy that Sterling was looking for the penalty? Like, because that's for me, like, he just stops and doesn't move and waits for Rudy or whoever is the defender, I think Zuma, just waits for him to just foul him. And I understand that he did, but it was not a very clear cut foul. Like he just brought him down. No, it wasn't that he brought him down. I just think that the ref sees that when Sterling needs to, he stays on the ground, he takes the ground. When it's in the penalty, he just falls through the floor, and I don't like it. I don't like it at all.
I don't like that. I mean, look, I think what Sterling could have done, instead of going that way away from goal, if he'd gone slightly the other way, and Zuma had fouled him, I think we'd have got.
I don't care, man. Wherever he goes,
I'm not saying look for the penalty. Yeah.
Just
what
shoot.
I'm saying is, Sterling is here and Zuma's here. Okay, instead of keeping going that way, and the goal's over there, so why don't you go this way so you got a chance to shoot and score? I don't understand it. So he was looking for it. Yeah, no doubt that he was looking for it. But the thing is, you've got VAR. VAR are looking at it and say it's not conclusive, so you're not getting it. And that's hard luck. You're going to take that on the chin.
But if you're going to look for a penalty and hope that the referee might just give, instead of just taking the matters into your own hands and just shoot for it, you are sometimes going to get it right, but sometimes you're not going to get it right. That's how it works.
Yeah, absolutely.
So
you can't have it both ways, you know. Look, you know, I'm just thinking. Edison, okay, he was okay. The first shot was very good, but the defense ended up being shocking. Cancelo, you know, give me a second. I'm going to show you this. I mean, I like doing this. I think this is the right one. Okay, here we go. This is a guy with about 30 or 40,000 followers on Twitter. Okay, a guy I've blocked for stuff like this. There's a lot of these people who've got big accounts. Okay, just because you look, there's lots of things I can say. Just because you got a big account doesn't mean you're clever, or you know, these guys are just swapping. You know, putting stuff out and people blow smoke up the backsides. So I don't go along with this. Just because I talk fast or loud doesn't mean I'm right. But I'm righter than this. I'm much better than this guy. And there's a lot of them. And I'll throw this one as well. This was after the Champions League against Spurs. You know, this guy, City Chief, have got over 100,000 followers on Twitter, and they put something like that disrespectful about David Silva. So now I look at this game, and I look at it and I say, Cancelo was rubbish. He didn't offer much creatively in a creative sense. Ake, I thought Ake was okay. I thought it was okay. Maybe he was tiring at the end.
Yeah.
Second half,
after the 70 minutes, 65 minutes, he was done.
Second half, we were horrible, and some of that's on Pep. Why do you let a team that's overrunning you? Because Chelsea were all on.
I want to ask you something. Like, why do you think who in his good mind would play Torres in the midfield? Like he was literally in the midfield, and the right wing was given to Cancelo to just go overload.
It's crazy. It's crazy. You instinctively you would have Torres out wide right, and Cancelo in the midfield because that's what he plays.
I don't get it. It was completely out of the picture. It just didn't look right, and you could see that Torres was just out of the place. He didn't know what to do. He doesn't know what to turn, to pass back, to pass forward, to move forward, or come back. And he was, and there was no link. For the first 20 minutes, 25 minutes, I didn't see. I mean, Rodri didn't have anyone forward to pass to. It was just completely broken system. It felt like a Frankenstein team assembled with whoever player who has not played yet. Okay, I got the 9 players. They haven't played, so I'll add Diaz and I'll add Rodri, and that's it. Done. Yeah, the team is ready.
Here's the thing, and I agree with some points. Okay, because Dre says I won't fully blame Aguero and Rodri Costa's game. Here's the thing. I'll remind you of a Champions League quarter-final against Spurs at Spurs. Or was it we were playing at Wembley or New White Hart Lane? I think it was New White Hart Lane. Now Aguero gets Pep picks this weird lineup, okay, and after the game, everybody's criticizing him for the lineup, but Aguero misses a penalty. And if Aguero was that penalty, we get through that tie. Because we've got that away goal at Spurs. They're going to have to push to try and get, the best he could have got was a 1-1. We were so good that season. But Pep, you can pick a weird team and everything else. But if Aguero scores that penalty, we're 2-0 up. we win that game. There's no way I see Chelsea coming back to get in that game. They're just going to be happy to lick their wounds and take a 2-0. There's no way. So it is a lot of it is on Aguero, but also Pep for not changing things up. And 9 changes is just too much. Harches, I like Mendy, but he's terrible. Hi, Omar El Digger. For Midwell Centurions, Mendy, absolute rubbish, not even good enough for a championship. Pharisee is playing off-form players with other off-form players will make everybody bad. And if we play first-team players with second-team players, it will make everyone... I've said it for years. I've said it since...
we have to get rid of Mendy. We got to get rid of Mendy.
Yeah.
He's just...
The problem is, now I'm saying, the problem in having Mendy in the squad is that Pep plays him. If Mendy wasn't in our squad, then he'd have played either Cancelo on the left or Zinchenko on the left.
I mean, look at a left back situation. We have Zinchenko, who's actually not a left back, but Mendy makes him look so good, so good. Like Zinchenko is like a proper left back compared to Mendy. Well, Mendy looks like out of place. I don't know. He looks like he's only suited for leagues like French league, not for English Premier League at all. It's so bad. He couldn't. What has happened to his crossing? I don't get it. Like he used to be able to cross.
His crossing is generally gone. He put some good passes in, sometimes some good well-struck passes. But his crossing is, it's just not there. Dre says, I can't tell when I was last so upset over football. I thought Leeds was the worst it could get for the season. Boothie says, second string players aren't good enough and the system is tinkered too much. I said it, and Faris has repeated what I've been saying for years. I've been saying it since the Centurion season. Second string players can look good when they're played with 9 or 10 first team players. If that was a lineup, if Aguero was there and we had Mahrez, we had Foden, we had KDB, we had Gundogan or Bernardo Silva, Aguero would have looked all right because we'd have served up stuff on a plate for him. Jesus can look all right when you've got the rest of those great players around him. Mendy would have looked all right today if we'd had Gundogan, KDB, Bernardo, Foden. Then that takes a lot of pressure off Mendy. And
I don't agree with you on that one because Mendy has played with other players and he has looked terrible. He is just a terrible defender right now.
He can't defend. I would say what I'm saying is he looks better. And the thing is, that I understand what you're saying. My point is, he might play 2 or 3 decent games because the other team aren't putting us under pressure. But when it comes to it like this, we saw he's not got the pace. He was getting obliterated.
I think after his surgery, I think he got 2 surgeries. Who knows? But it's gone. When we bought Mendy, I felt like we are getting someone like Davies, But he's been shocking. I mean, Digne is much far better. Would have been.
We need a proper left back. We need competition because Cancelo's fallen off his perch. Zinchenko is. In my opinion, Zinchenko should not be our first choice left back.
Yeah.
Okay? Yeah. We need someone better. Okay? I'm happy for Zinchenko to be a backup, but we need someone better than Zinchenko as our left back. That automatically improves our team. Automatically. We looked at Ben Chilwell many times. Yes, in games he's been roasted by Mahrez and others when we played Leicester, but we need someone better than Zinchenko. Let's go through some comments. Harches Aguero's missed so many decisive penalties over his time. City beat City today, said Omar El Digger. Oh, loads of comments, guys. Guys, I'm going to have to give up going through your comments because there's just too many.
There's one comment. It says Fernandinho masterclass required in finals by I am 10. Yeah. And I think this today's game literally showed why Pep went with Fernandinho rather than Rodri, because I feared because what we saw against Borussia Dortmund was every time Rodri was pressured with a man on. He just takes too long to get rid of the ball.
Exactly.
I knew that this is going to bite us someday. But
yeah. Well, he had 3 men on, and he just held onto the ball and then looked for a free kick. But that's what City do. We look for free. Lots of players do that. When they're under pressure, they look for free kicks. He should have offloaded that. He had players to pass to. Zinchenko stays as a backup, says for Midland St. June's. Hard we need a proper left back with Zinchenko as backup. Let's have a look. Our attack didn't make the right runs and didn't help in the middle, other than Jesus also playing three at the back, left wide spaces open on either side, hence why Mendy got skinned. When was the last time City had a top left back? We haven't. People say Kolarov, he couldn't defend either. Clichy was okay, but we've not had a left back.
Clichy was the last full back. It was the last left back that we actually had.
Yeah. Who defended. What I'm saying is I would still like somebody who can go up and down that line. Look, I'll use Robertson as an example. He might not be the best defender, but he's better than Mendy. But he puts some wicked crosses in on a much more regular basis. Alba is gone. That would have been a great one. Fernandinho for the final. That's how it looks at the moment. 50 million for Mendy. Don't defend him. He's absolutely rubbish, is Andy Hoyle. Alaba is the man we need. It's too late. Alaba's gone. I think we should have gone for him. Chris is Sterling is up on 95% of the time, and once in a blue moon he has a good game, and all the Sterling fanboys want to keep him. Totally agree. Sorry guys if I'm not going to answer all your questions, but there's just too many. Man City fans said we've never had a quality left back. Clichy, Kolarov were okay, did the job, but weren't quality. Maybe Clichy was better defensively. Hart says Rodri 6'3" and a big lad, but he gets bullied too easily.
That's true, isn't it? Like, he's a 6'3" guy and gets bullied by anyone, literally. And look at Foden, who is, I don't know, he's 5'10" or something like that.
No, Foden is 5'6".
5'6", even 5, but he can take it, right? He can take it.
And he'll stand up. He doesn't go looking for the free kicks either. Man City fan says if KDB, Gundogan and Mahrez played, Aguero would score. I think you're probably right. Rodri's slow, not quick enough to react, says JRX. We need to play Ak as the left back, says Abhishek. Ikram says what's that, Ikram? You're fatter than Rodri or faster? Ikram is fatter than Rodri. Well, I believe that.
But isn't it one of the basics of a central holding midfielder that you gotta stand your ground? You can't just let someone go away with the ball, even if you think that it's a foul. You just can't, because then you are exposing your whole back line. And since you are the only one holding midfield in this game, you have to take the responsibility and get rid of the ball. I mean, that's what Fernandinho is so good at. And have you noticed one more thing? There was nobody, absolutely nobody, to be doing all those tactical fouls when Chelsea players were just running at you. There was nobody who was fouling people. I don't think we've made a foul, to be honest. Like there was just nothing of that sort of desire. It didn't feel like this was a game where we are playing to win the league. That makes sense.
Yeah. I'm just going to get an.
And the fact that Tuchel was comfortable enough to take off Kante showed how poor we were in the midfield.
Absolutely.
Because I don't think that he would have taken Conte off if we had some presence in the midfield.
I think the commentators said that they took probably that was a agreed thing that Kante would play 65 minutes and Jorginho would play the rest. It was, but I'm just looking at some. I'm just gonna have a quick look on some messages. People are really having to go up Aguero's Panenka.
It was shameful, wasn't it? Like I was just hoping. I knew that Aguero is pretty bad at penalties now, for some reason, but I didn't expect this one. One. This was the worst. By the way, I just read a stat that City equalized the most misses in penalties in the Premier League season last season, and with five misses. And this time we already have 4.
All right.
So one more, and we'll set up a new record of 2 consecutive records of missing penalties. It's crazy, isn't it? It's like a world-class team with no one to take penalties.
Yeah. Well,
would you have gone with Ederson?
Sorry?
Would you have gone with Ederson?
I thought Edison was all right.
No, I'm talking about like would you have gone with Edison taking the penalty?
No, but Pep won't do that. Pep won't do that because they say it shows disrespect to the opposition. So I think you'll accept that. I'm just reading Gary James, Dr. Gary James. You might know him. He's an author. He writes books on football, especially Manchester City, and he's a historian. And he just sent me a message to say the Panenka was invented by Meredith.
Slovakian. It's a Slovakian player.
No, there's a guy called Panenka. That's who it's named after. But okay, in 1905, Meredith did it for Manchester City. So he did the same sort of penalty. And Billy Meredith, he was a maverick player. I mean, you can go and check an article in the Manchester Evening News if you want about Billy Meredith and him. Lots of people. I'm just looking at the comments. I put a couple of joke things up there.
Well, it wouldn't be named after Aguero, that's for sure.
Yeah, no. But this guy said, I can't read what this guy's just commented to me on Twitter. Is this effing serious or banter about Aguero doing that Panenka? No. If it's in a preseason, okay. If it's preseason, then you accept it. Or even then you're not happy. But this was terrible. I'm going to try and read a few comments because obviously, people are here to make some comments. Carl says, very poor second half, weak mentality from some of the squad. Aguero penalty attempt was disrespectful, complacent, and I would say arrogant. Selfish, because he slams that penalty away. City win the game. We cruise in the second half. We let some of the younger players, some of the players out of form, feel more confident. Just imagine, you're 2-0 up at halftime. Chelsea are pretty much given up, okay? Second half, Torres will probably get a little bit more of the ball. He'll feel better about himself. Those players now are coming off the pitch thinking bad thoughts, yeah? Instead of thinking positive, we beat Chelsea, we did well, they're thinking, I'm not going to play again this season. Or, people like Torres might start thinking bad thoughts. Couldn't miss the penalty in crucial games away against Spurs and Leeds. Centurions. Chelsea are a lot better than us now, unfortunately. I don't think they're much better. I don't think that at all. I think they're very competitive because they don't let many goals in. And the way they play with pace. They play to break teams down. They play on the break. And they're very good at it. For all the mistakes Werner does in missing good opportunities, I think he's going to score a lot of goals next season. I think second season he'll be better. Then he'll just feel better. Harches, look, Stones will be back in the next game. Totally agree. I don't know why Aguero did a Panenka, but I'm not for all the abuse he will likely get. I'm not here to give him abuse beyond Ultra Gaming, but I just think it was stupid. And it was selfish. Look, we're probably going to still win the league, so I'm not going to go overboard. But what Aguero did was selfish. He's not playing as a team, and I think that's a concern. When we play as a team, we're the best team in world football, in my opinion. We're the best team in world football. Better than Bayern, better than anybody, when we play as a team. But when we play like a group of individuals, we end up like Spurs. We end up like a team that's full of individuals. And that's, you can't, Spurs, I watched Spurs play Leeds today. I'm tired. I watched 3 games of football. I watched Spurs play Leeds. And Leeds were like a proper team. And Spurs had some bigger name stars, more expensive players who've done things, but they didn't play like a team. And Leeds played them off the park. And that's the difference playing as a team can make, playing, in a certain system. So the penalty miss was justice. It was never a penalty from the start, says Zulu Warrior. Mate, that's what they're given. I don't deny that Chelsea deserved to win. Zulu Warrior says Chelsea deserved to win. I think they did because second half they were through City so many times.
But it was a penalty. It was penalty for the first time. The second time, I digress. Like I wouldn't give that one.
Yeah. Beyond Ultra Gamer says, I know you won't, but some fans will obviously do on Twitter. Yeah, I mean, I did one as a joke. People who know me will know I did it as a joke. I'll get some abuse for it, for what I said when I wrote club. That's just a joke. People know I like him, but he's past it. He's past it. If his mentality is that he's going to think for himself, did he do anything in the game? Here's a serious question. Did Aguero do anything in the game?
Let me ask you one thing. Why didn't Aguero show? I mean the Raheem Sterling goal. Why didn't Aguero shoot it the first time? Like, why didn't he?
I have no idea. No idea.
I'm guessing he was just he's lacking confidence so
Yeah.
much. He just wanted to make sure that he hit it on the target, and he just couldn't do it. And I'm sure if Sterling hadn't come there, he would have lost the ball. It was gone. Whatever he might think of it. And I think that as soon after that, when he got the penalty to score, I feel like that played on his mind. That
He's
that
arrogant.
kind of like he felt like he couldn't just hit it in the corners, so he had to hit it right in the middle, and he just went right.
But
Yeah, this is easy.
it was a crap Panenka as well. So you know, it was a bad idea, and it's a crap Panenka. Critical Talk says, "I'm sorry, but is Mendy a footballer or a bodyguard? Someone tell me seriously, 50 million for a defender who couldn't even cross the road." City are still Zulu Warriors says City are still the best team, by far the best, the most complete and best team in England. I agree, but we're liable to do shocking things like this. Prithvi says a bodyguard at least guards something. Many can't do that either. Expected goal for Man City was 1.8 and 0.6 for Chelsea.
Well, I don't believe too much into that because
Look, expected goals are someone's
because of penalties.
subjectivity.
Yeah, that's because of penalty. So that's like the whole expected goal, right?
The expected goal for penalties is about 0.7, I think.
Yeah.
So that's why the expected goal. And look, let's be honest, Faris. Look at how many offsides Chelsea were.
Yeah, 3 offside goals.
Yeah.
Anyone could have been, at least one could have been so. It could have been so.
There was 2 of them. There were 2 of them by that much. 2 of them. The Hudson-Odoi one.
A feet here or there.
The Hudson-Odoi one was so tight. I think the Werner one was tight. And the thing is, Werner could have stayed 1 more yard onside and still been
easily. He is a very fast player, I'm sure.
And Hudson-Odoi is the same. Hudson-Odoi didn't need to be ahead of the defender. He could have been half a yard behind the defender. He would have still got that goal. And actually, Werner was behind him as well. So, if the expected goals, let's include those because they were mistakes.
They were expected goals.
They would have been, if they were onside just by a little bit, I'd say it's 2 of them. That much is the difference from being offside and onside, or even less. So, Faris says 3 offside goals in this game and 2 in the FA Cup game. But here's the thing, and that's it. Chelsea could have stuffed us today, that second half. Prithvi says he's selling a good fit as the vice captain. He needs to be stripped of his position after this season. Some of you guys would strip him and flog him in the street.
It amazes me every time when I see the captain's armband on Sterling. It just doesn't feel right. He just doesn't play as well as lead the team. He's not a captain in any way.
Yeah. I mean, Andy Hall says, and this is an interesting point. I'll put this up because I do actually think it's very interesting. Andy Hall says, we need a big clear out in the summer, which is odd to say given our success this season, but it's true. And I'm not saying a big clear out, but what Aguero's going, Mendy has to go. Those 2. Okay? Those two definitely. We've got space in the squad to buy 3 or 4 players if we want. I don't know who else you'd kick out. I would keep Fernandinho because I think he'll play in the final. I think he deserves to. Okay?
He deserves a year.
Yeah. Walker stays. Aki stays. Cancelo will stay. I think everybody else stays. So I wouldn't be kicking anybody out. Okay? I wouldn't be kicking anybody else out. But those 2 should go. Rodri, he'll stay because Pep likes him. Abu Khalid says, this match reminds me with the last season when City lost and Liverpool became champions. Now City lost to Chelsea to give them 90% of the top 4 spots as Leicester lost yesterday. Chelsea's safe now. And that annoys me as well. That frustrates me because if we'd beaten them, Chelsea would have had to keep playing their best team every single game. Yeah. And they've got 6 games in 21 days. Every single game they've had to play the best team. That would have eventually caught up with them. Faris says, honest, as he is going, Aguero's, and to be honest, we would have sold Mendy 2 years ago if he wasn't injured and somebody wanted to pay the money for him. Chris says not a fan of Rodri's selfish play, taking too long on the ball and going for for 35 yarders.
That's a bit too harsh on Rodri. He's not so selfish. I don't think so. But I think he's just he takes too long to just think of what to do. And when he's under pressure, he just like his mind just blocks, like he's got a mental block. And if he can't see anyone to pass to, and that's where he loses the ball.
Well, as the formidable Centurion says, now Tuchel can play second string. Tuchel can mix it up now. Tuchel can actually, what Thomas Tuchel can do because of this win, he can put his best team out against Leicester in the FA Cup final, win that, then put his second stream out against Leicester in the next game because he's getting Champions League. And actually, that if Leicester can win that, they can get Champions League. So it might work it might be funny if that happens, but we don't need a big clear out. I think we need to lose 2 players, and that's Mendy and Aguero's going anyway, and Garcia is going. So that's it. That frees us up space. We can get some more. But the bottom line is mentality was poor this game, very, very poor. These guys a lot of them were lacking confidence, lacking form, lacking fitness. And once again, playing too many out of form players, second string players, comes back to bite you. Now, when we get to the Champions League final, everybody will say, oh no, what happened in the FA Cup final and what happened in this game has no bearing upon that. I guarantee some people will still be thinking about it a little bit. It's going to be hard for Pep to get it out of their minds. Formidable Centurion says, why don't we just admit that Rodri isn't good enough? Faris says this game will have to motivate us in the final. I'm a fan and I'm gutted and want revenge. Abu Khalid says, who can pay for him with his poor performance? The worst deal City had since took over it. No, Mangala was.
No, that was Mangala.
Rodri was set up to fail anyway with this formation. Look, I agree, Akram. Rodri was under pressure, but that's Pep's. Man City fan says I'd get rid of Mendy, Sterling, maybe Ake. Why would you get rid of Ake? Ake's had about 4 months out this season. Why would you get rid of him? We paid big money for him. It's not as if he's failed. It's not as if he's played and failed. He's not played enough. So I think that's extremely harsh, knee-jerk reaction to get rid of someone like that. Where's Jamal Rez? I missed Jamal Rez's comment. Sorry, Jamal. I would have liked to have said it's too early. I missed probably 50 comments. So, Brian says, I think City need another midfielder, striker, left back, and possibly a winger. That's too many. I don't think we'll get 4. We might get 3, but possibly more likely 2. Champions League is a new day, a new match. Pep will galvanise. I think he will, but it would have been better to be galvanising them from a winning this game to say, look, our second string beat Chelsea's. And it wasn't Chelsea's second string. They got N'Golo Kante there. They got, I'd say 6 or 7 of their first teamers.
Rudiger was brilliant. He put so much pressure early on in the game. He was brilliant. Yeah, so
they had Rudiger. They started with the 2 fullbacks. You could say, okay, one of them might not be a first teamer, but they had N'Golo Kante there. They had Werner there. They had plenty of first team players. Mendy, Sterling, Ake. We must sell them. Says Alexander's. Why? I don't understand that. I can understand if a good bid comes in for Sterling. I'd gladly let him go. I would much prefer him to stay and bring back his form from 2 or 3 years ago, but I'm not sure it's going to happen. Adam says Sergio is one of the most stupid decisions. Let's just check what he said. I missed it. It's gone off. Stupid decision. Chris says, what's the news on Man City signing a striker? I had no idea, mate. The rumours are just, most rumours you see in the newspapers are just made up because no one knows the truth.
But I feel like we are going to go for Haaland. I really do, because we have to replace Aguero.
When I talked with Patrick earlier, I said, if we go all out for Haaland, it's going to cost us probably 150 million quid, including the money that goes to Riola, including the money that goes to Haaland's dad, Alfie Inga. Okay? It's going to cost us 150 million quid. But if we do that, that means we are absolutely 1,000,000% convinced that he is the real deal. He's going to do it.
Yeah.
We're not going to go for that unless we really think. I would still take Patson Daka.
I would say that if we win Champions League, the money that the revenue generated from that, I'm sure would be recycled back, because we are the kind of club.
Already been said. If we win Champions League, I think we get an extra £9 million. So we've already got most of the revenue that we're going to get from the Champions League by getting this far. TV money is is already there. That's the TV money. The prize money is already there. The only difference now is you get the prize money for the final, which I read someone said £9 million or something like that. So that's the extra money we're going to get. But it's massively disappointed with this. I know. Going back to the money. So if we want him, we can afford him. We'll do it. But I don't think. I don't think they want to spend that. It just gets crazy. I still say I'm happy to go for someone like Harry Kane, even though Levy won't sell him. People argue that we should get Haaland because we can have him for 10 or 12 years. Kane, if we got him, he'd be here for 4 or 5 years. But as Patrick said, Rob, journalist, he said, the Chelsea fan, he said, Liam Delap is coming through. Liam Delap has scored 24 goals in the EDS this season, 24. And before yesterday's game, I think the nearest person in the whole league had 11. Or 12, sorry, 12. That's in the whole league, not at City, the whole league. And he's now got 24. So I think he's going to come through and he deserves a chance. I'd rather, Haj, and I said this before, and I agree with Haj. I said this, because Haj is agreeing with me. I would rather have 25 million Daka, 80 million Grealish than 160 million Haaland. And I agree. I would rather do the same.
But the thing is, as we know, Pep, he's not going to put Delap directly as the front line attack. No. It's not going to happen. No. For 2 years.
Yeah. What I'm saying is if you get Harry Kane and he's here for 5 years, Delap is the understudy to Harry Kane. I'm cool with that. I'm really cool with that. Because if we can still play the false nine without if Kane's injured or whatever. So Patson Daka, one or two others.
But Kane is not going to come cheap. Kane is going to come like 100 million, and that's going to go down the flush after 3-4 years.
But the thing is, Rohan, the thing is, that's another problem with Haaland is that Riola would want to move him on in 3 or 4 years' time.
Yeah.
So you're gonna have all that. You're gonna have all that circus. Harry Kane, yes, I agree, but Harry Kane is what 27,
28, or 29.
No, he'll be 28 in the summer, won't he? I will tell you. Harry Kane is now 27. He's 28 at the end of July. Okay,
28 he'll be.
Okay, let's call it 28. If you've got him for 4 or 5 years, I don't worry about the money because. And if Delap comes through and makes it, that's even better. But Harry Kane, for 5 years, you don't worry that he's got no sell-on value. Be happy that if Harry Kane comes and he wins you 3 out of the next 5 league titles, be happy about that. If he helps to get you a Champions League, be happy about that. Okay? So...
I wouldn't mind Harry Kane. Personally, I see a City board as a board who always looks for value, and they almost never buy players more than 25, 26. It's when was the last time it happened? Do you remember the last time it happened?
Okay, let me quickly think. They want to do whatever they say. They wanted that guy.
Koulibaly, right?
Koulibaly.
But they didn't want to pay anything extra because of his age.
Yeah, that's it. They didn't want to pay the money that was being quoted. But if the player is the right player that they think is like a transformational type player, a generational type player, they'll pay the money. Years ago, they would have bought Messi. But Messi ended up staying at Barcelona. Years ago, they would have paid the money for Messi. They wanted a big star name player. That's why we went for Kaká all those years ago. We got Robinho. They wanted a few big name players. Now it's not as important, but I think if he was available, Harry Kane for 100 million, City would go for it. I don't think he'll be available for that price. But as I said, if Harry Kane came to City and stayed here for 5 years and then he left on a free, if we won 3 league titles and 2 Champions League, who cares?
Yeah, sure.
I don't care.
I wouldn't. It's not my money.
Yeah. I'm just looking at what's going on social media as well because.
Yeah, one guy says Andy Hoyle Harry Kane is a superb buy, not just goals. His assist record is the best in Europe. I agree to that. I completely agree. He would fit Pep Guardiola's system to the teeth. Something that he's got that extra thing more than Aguero, right? So Aguero can score goal. He's clinical.
Yeah.
Harry Kane is that, as well as he can operate as a.
What he's shown us this season, what Harry Kane has shown us this season, he's top in he's top in stats for Premier League goals or joint top and assists. So he's coming deep. You know, he's always had this. He's lost a bit of his ability to score these wonder goals. He used to score these wonder goals from weird angles, but he'll still score his goals. And I think, you know, he will get. Yeah, Haaland can bully defenders. I understand that. I don't mind either, to be honest. Yeah. But I'll say, you know, if the option is 100 or 120 million for Kane, 160 million for Haaland, I'm tempted to go with Kane. And I'm just looking at Pats and Daka.
But here's the question for you: 150 million for Haaland or 160, 70 million for Mbappe? Which one would you prefer?
They're both 20. Mbappe's done it for longer.
Mbappe's 23, I guess now.
No, Mbappe's no. Trust me.
Okay.
Trust me.
So Mbappe right now is 22. 22.
Yeah.
So 22, 20. Age is okay for both.
Yeah. It doesn't matter. I mean, Haaland's going to be 21 soon anyway, because forever that I've been following him, he's been like 20 years old. 20, he'll be 21 in July. So I know he's going to be 21 this summer. Okay. Now, what worries me about Mbappe is this feeling that he'll want to. If I'm going to get somebody at that sort of price, I want the option that this guy stays for 7, 8, 10 years. Okay? What I don't want is Mbappe to stay for 3 years and then look to move. I don't want the same with Haaland. Kane, and here's another difference. If Kane comes, he wants to stay for as long as he can. And I think that's if he can stay 5 or 6 years, he will. But I still maintain the false nine has worked really well for us this season. All those people who said, "Oh, we want a number 9." Well, you got Aguero playing today. Did he do much? Did that false 9 help? Sorry, that real 9 help us? I don't think so. I still say Grealish and Pats and Daka, I'm happy, because if Pats and Daka can't do it as a striker, he's going to work hard. He's got that belief. He's got that faith. He'll work hard. And the same with Grealish. Guys, I think it's about time I go. It's coming up to 8:30. We've been on for an hour. Thanks a lot, Rohan. Thanks for coming on, mate.
Thank you.
It's tiring.
I hope to see you again.
It's sad. I'll finish off by saying it was really sad that City threw in this poor performance.
It was frustrating more than sad for me, because I wasn't like overly excited to just win this game. Yeah, it would have given us the league. Yeah, but at the same time, it was just frustrating to see the team play so miserably. Yeah. That's the point. And
I'll tell you something else, City. You made me work hard, okay? Because I'd already done my thumbnail when we were winning 1-0. And I'd written my everything. Everything was there. Then we scored. Okay, so I've gone from champions again. That was my title, champions again. I had to change it to title on ice. Okay, and then you gone and lost. Then you went and lost, so I had to go in there and change it again. Frustrating is the word, guys. Let's hope that, let's hope that Liverpool lose this evening. That's all I can. That's the only way to make this. The only way to make this weekend any better is if Liverpool lose and United lose tomorrow. Then this weekend turns out to be okay. I tell you what, I'd like Liverpool. I'd like the score in the Liverpool game to be Liverpool 5, Southampton 7. I would love that. And Salah score a few goals. Get something. Save that thumbnail for next week. I can't save the thumbnail for next week because it had Chelsea's badge on as well. I can't save that. Anyway, guys, thanks for coming on, Adam. Thanks, Rohan. Thanks for you guys watching.
Thanks.
After an hour, I will finally say, if you're new to the channel, please subscribe. Hit the bell icon so you're notified as soon as new videos come out. And give us a like. See you around. See you around, Blues.